Podcast. Now, in the past, we haven't really done episodes on assistant coaches. We've done episodes on when head coaches have been hired for the other teams or been let go from the other teams. But we've not really done assistant coach before. We did last year for our Frost with Brianne Decker joining. We don't think I've really done that. But with San Jose, I kind of feel like I want to do it because I will be having an affiliation with the San Jose team, even though the Frost aren't my team. So, PWHL San Jose have now announced who is going to be joining Troy Ryan behind the bench. And I think with who he's hired, they easily could have been head coaches of this team in their own right. I mean, look who they've got. Look at who they've got. Oh my word. Just look at who they've got. Just, wow. I'm blown away. I'm literally blown away here. I really am. Okay. So, let me get it for you guys. Right, there we go. So, PWHL San Jose bolsters bench, hires Ulf Lundberg and Jessica Torrey as assistant coaches. Wow. What names. What names we have got there. Two hockey legends there in their own right. Absolutely just, oh my god. And of course, Lundberg, he joins the PHL San Jose following 6 seasons as head coach of Sweden's national women's hockey team. What a swan song he got, hey, you know, defying all expectations, getting that team into a medal round. Yes, it was heartbreak for Sparia, but did he go out on a swan song? He really did. And then we've got Tori, who most recently served as assistant coach with York University's women's and men's hockey teams, and also brings international and professional coach experience. So PHL San Jose announced that Ulf Lundberg and Jessica Turi have been hired as assistant coaches ahead of the team's inaugural 2026-27 season. Lundberg brings extensive international coaching experience to San Jose, most recently serving as head coach of the Swedish women's national team from 2020 to 2026. During his tenure, he led Sweden at 2 Olympics in Beijing and La Cortina and 4 IHF Women's World Championships. The 46-year-old's time with the program, so he's still quite young in terms of coaching. Wow, he's still quite young in terms of coaching there, guys. So that's wow. Wow, so he could be a future head coach of the team if he wants to be. So wow. Wow. So yeah, and his time with the program was highlighted by helping the team rise from outside the top 10 in the world rankings to the bronze medal game at the 2026 Olympics in La Cortina, where Sweden was edged out by Switzerland in overtime. So let's see what Troy had to say about that. We are excited to welcome Ulf to our organisation, said Troy Ryan, general manager and head coach of PWHL San Jose. He is a highly respected coach whose knowledge of the game, commitment to excellence, and tireless work ethic make him an outstanding addition to our staff. Beyond his hockey expertise, He is an exceptional communicator who builds strong relationships with players and creates an environment where they can develop and perform. His passion for the game, dedication to player development, and belief in what the PHL represents align perfectly with the culture we're building. Prior to coaching the Swedish women's national team, Lundberg spent nearly a decade coaching Sweden's under 18, under 16 and under 17s men's national teams, and also served as head coach of I'm going to struggle to pronounce this here, guys. Subdatarji SK in Hockey Allsvenskan from 2017 to 2020. Let's hear what he has to say for himself. I'm very excited for the next chapter in my coaching career, said Lundberg. I am honoured and humbled by the opportunity to coach in the best league in the world, and I'm also looking forward to collaborating with Ryan instead of coaching against him. We are going to build something truly great in San Jose. Meanwhile, Tori joins the organisation with coaching experience at the professional, university and international levels, most recently spending 3 seasons, so from 2020 to 2026, as an assistant coach with the York University women's and men's hockey programs. Prior to her time with the Lions, Tori served as the assistant coach with the Toronto Six of the PHF, winning the 2022 Isabel Cup. From 2020 to 2022, Tori was assistant coach and head coach of the University of Toronto, where she helped the Varsity Blues capture the 2020 McCall Cup Championship. Let's now hear what Tori had to say about her. We're thrilled to add someone of Jess's character, experience, and energy to our organisation, and know she will have a meaningful impact on our players and staff, said Ryan. Throughout our search, her name constantly came up as someone who is not only an outstanding coach, but also an exceptional leader and communicator. She has built a strong reputation for connecting with her athletes, creating an environment where players feel supported, challenged, and motivated to grow. She brings tremendous passion for the game, a commitment to a positive yet demanding daily training environment, and a collaborative approach that everyone around her will benefit from. The 39-year-old also still quite far up, so we've got very quite young assistant coaches here, so could potentially maybe be head coaches in the league one day, maybe. Just saying. So the 39-year-old from Mississauga, Ontario, also brings international coaching experience, including serving as a coach at Hockey Canada's 2025 National Women's Team Selection Camp. As head coach of Team Ontario, she won 2 national gold medals, 1 national silver medal, and 3 Canada Winter Games bronze medals across 3 under 18 women's national championships and 2 Canada Winter Games. Let's hear what she had to say for herself. I am incredibly excited to join the coaching staff of PWHL San Jose and to help shape the identity and future of the program, said Tori. There is something truly special about building a culture from the ground up, and I look forward to collaborating daily with such a dedicated group. of professionals to develop our athletes and establish a winning tradition. I can't wait to can't wait to connect with the passionate hockey fans of the Bay Area and deliver an exciting brand of hockey that our community will be proud to support. So Lundberg and Torrey are the first additions to Ryan's coaching staff in San Jose as the team continues to build toward its PHL debut ahead of the 2026-27 season. I'd say I am really impressed with these two additions, and I am so excited. I don't think he could have gone any better. I really don't, because obviously, one sec. Because while the Frost are still my team, I do, of course, will have an affiliation with PHL San Jose. And I think that because I'm still not confident in Troy Wyatt in this dual role. I've never seen it before. I mean, we've heard other examples in other hockey programs. It has happened, but for me, in my 17 years now, guys, I've never seen a situation where you have a head coach also take on the general manager. I've not seen it. So if it doesn't work out, you've got two good candidates there who could actually step up full time. Just saying. Okay, just saying. So if we need to do what Seattle did, then you've got two great candidates right there who could easily fight out for the job, no problem. Okay. But so I think to have these two absolutely brilliant. I mean, we've seen what Lundberg's done now with the Swedish program, because it's not been easy for Sparia. I mean, the last time they were in a medal game in the Olympics was back in 2014, where they also lost to Switzerland. Okay, Sweden did used to be, in the early 2000s, they did used to be a medal contender. And they made it to 4 medal games in a row, 2002, 2006, 2010, 2014. And then 2018 is when it all then sort of fell apart and you saw Finland come up on the rise. Okay, so I think coming in San Jose is really good. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do, the experience he's got with Sweden, and how he can bring that to the team. For me, it's just so exciting. Jessica Torrey, I don't know much about her, but I think she does sound, from what I've read from the press release, that she does sound like a credible candidate, someone who could easily, slot into the team well, and, just be, I think Torrey's got two great assistants right there, two potential prodigies who could potentially, because they're both quite young. I know what some of you are thinking. 46? That sounds quite old. Well, in my eyes, 40 is the new 30. Okay? 40 is the new 30. Okay? And I myself have said plenty of times, I'm not worried about my 40s. It's my 50s I'm worried about. So, I've got 20 more years before I start thinking about the dark ages. Okay? So, but in terms of coaching for hockey, that is still quite young. I mean, now I don't recommend doing this, but if you go look at the ages of the coaches in the AHL right now, Ryan Rosowski is technically still a baby. Okay? So, let's just do that. I mean, and Jeremy Coulter was pretty much still a teenager when he entered the world of coaching back in, 2019? Was it 2018, 2019? It was not long, something like that, maybe? Right about that time. So, yeah, because he was about, 32? Very young. Very young. Very young. But yeah, so I feel like for these two, I'm really excited to see what they're going to bring to San Jose. And I do think if it doesn't work out with Troy Ryan doing this dual role and he decides, right, I'm going to go BGM, I can easily see one of them. Do not ask me to pick which one. I'm not going to do that. I can easily see one of them just transition into the head coach role and the other stays an assistant. You just bring someone else in to get that second assistant role up. But yeah, so I feel like now San Jose is starting to give me some confidence as we get closer to the start of the season. Obviously, during the expansion process, I was not impressed with how Troy Ryan was going about building the team. I felt that San Jose didn't really make that, big splash signing that the other three, so Detroit, Hamilton, Las Vegas, did. Those three all had at least one big splash name to brag about that they managed to coax away from their original team, whereas San Jose didn't. I mean, potentially Rory Gilday could have been seen as that big splash, but I don't know. It didn't feel like that. Then when you get to the draft back in June, I was like blown away because Troy Wright just made some brilliant moves in that draft. Obviously being the winner and getting Blair Edwards, because of course we all wondered, was it going to be Vegas, was it going to be San Jose, especially after Vegas got Detroit's first round pick. Because Vegas easily, that first round, with Detroit's pick, could have easily taken Edwards straight away, and then Babon were all now thrown into the kill. But no, they took Jaraki, which was, I think, is a good pick, which then led San Jose to go back on the clock and just take Edwards and and what still it was, because obviously a few days later, guess who turns up in Buffalo to make all of San Jose's first round selections in the NHL draft? Yeah, Blair Edwards. And not at that did not see that coming. And we have the episode on it, but you can go check out my amusement there. But yeah, so I feel like now, I think Troy Ryan now is starting to show to me he actually does know what he's doing. Is it just took a little while to get the ground running and then take it from there. So I feel really good about this because I think a lot of people are going into the season and not think much of San Jose, of the four expansion teams. I think people are going to be looking more towards Detroit and potentially Las Vegas, maybe, even though I think watch out Hamilton. But yeah, so if San Jose could really, pull it out of the bag and literally just throw a couple of surprises every now and then, that'd be good. Because on paper, San Jose doesn't really look like a team that's going to be cut contender straight away. But as we've seen in this league, especially when it comes to expansion, just because on paper an expansion team gives you this kind of impression, it doesn't mean they'll live up to that when we get to the season starting and we see games being played. So a lot of you right now might feel San Jose is not really going to do that much. Well, I'd ask you to maybe just wait until we get to November, wait until we get games played, and then we'll see if you still feel like that. Okay? Because I do genuinely think this team is going to surprise you guys. And I'm not just saying that because I've spent my whole life involved in the San Jose market. I know that market inside out. I've got a good feeling that we might see this team actually do a lot better than a lot of people might be giving them credit for. Okay, they might struggle to get into the playoff races, but maybe a mid-table finish might be what we see San Jose this year. And that would not be bad for your first season, because it would give you a lot to then build going into 27-28, but I do think San Jose is going to exceed expectations. I really do. And the fact that you got Lundberg and Torrey on board, two excellent, in their field. I couldn't believe when I saw it. I was like, oh, and Ulf was born. I was like, wow. I don't think me and they had a clear idea what was going to be next for him after Milano Cortina. We all knew that obviously Milano Cortina was going to be his swan song. They've got a new head coach for the national team in place. But we didn't really give it much thought about all what was maybe going to be, you know, next to him. But clearly, the next to him is just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm so excited to see what he's gonna do, how he's gonna be on that bench with Troy Ryan. Really excited. I think these are two excellent candidates. We're thinking about who could be assistants for Troy Ryan, and also potentially who could maybe, if push comes to shove, who could be the one that then steps up and takes over if Troy Ryan has to then basically choose either coach or GM. I think he would choose GM because clearly GM is what somebody's wanted to be. But obviously he's got this dual role, and of course we're going to keep a very close eye on that over the season. We'll monitor that carefully. But yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with the dual situation. We'll keep a close eye on that. But if it doesn't work out, he's got two great assistants there who would easily make the jump, quite easily. So I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. So excited. I'm feeling a bit more confident now for PWHL San Jose. I'm feeling a lot more confident now, so that's good. We just need obviously to wait for the season to get going and see him play a couple of games in the belts, and then hopefully it will all go fine. But don't be surprised if this team now all of a sudden surprises you because of who they've got behind the bench. They're building a very good, strong off-ice staff, which is good. Okay? Which is very, very good because they're going to need that. Because I think San Jose is the one everyone's going to come in with low expectations. Which, to that I say, rude. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. And I am just so excited for this team now. I am expecting some really good things to come from this team next year. I'm just really excited to see how they're going to fare and how they're going to do going forward. So really great. I'm getting the confidence is now building up with San Jose. The confidence is now building up, which is good. Because wouldn't it be good for me if I can have two ultra competitive PHL teams to get behind us? Because with Minnesota, we are so competitive. Okay? We are so competitive. Okay? We are still going to be seen as cup contenders for quite a while. But would it be also good for me if also San Jose can also be competitive? So just in case Minnesota doesn't go well in the playoffs, I've got another team I can root for easily and not to lend my support to. Okay, so that is going to be all today. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care guys.